It's the USF coming back at you like I never left. And without further ado, let's get right into this video. But before we start anything, you're not subscribed to USF Gang, go ahead and subscribe. Leave a like, comment your opinion below, turn on post notifications so you know every time I got some content for you. We get right into this video. A little quick disclaimer before we begin this video. I am a little bit under the weather, so if you hear me coughing or something like that, just ignore it. Say, you know what I'm saying? So we'll get right into this thing. So we got Minnesota Vikings versus the LA Rams. Thursday night game. This game should be a promising one, being that Minnesota just lost a game against the Buffalo Bills. They should come out here with some extra motivation. The Rams are coming off a win against the LA Chargers, and you look at this game and you see two great teams in the NFC who should be the best in the NFC this year. Two great defenses, and now you add the addition of the offensive firepower too. Both of these teams have great offensive firepower, but when I'm looking at both of these teams, I'm gonna have to go with LA Rams simply because they're running back. I trust Todd Gurley over any running back that the Minnesota Vikings has right now. You look at the fact that Todd Gurley is a generational type talent. Combine that with the stage of prime time, I got the Rams winning this one. So let's move on. Houston Texans versus Indianapolis Colts. You look at this game right here, and you see the Indianapolis Colts who just came off a loss against the Philadelphia Eagles, and you see the Houston Texans who are 0-3 on the season. This is a divisional matchup. They just came off a loss against the New York Giants, and I'm picking the Houston Texans to win this game simply because you look at the fact that they're due for a win. Houston Texans have way too much talent to go 0-4 on the season, and if they do go 0-4, this should be the end of the Houston Texans for this season. They have to win this game, and I feel like the sense of urgency to win this game with J.J. Watt hitting his stride again, they will win this game. So I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans. Let's move on to the Buffalo Bills versus the Green Bay Packers. And you look at this game, Buffalo's coming off a big win against the Minnesota Vikings, and they go into Lambeau where you face the GOAT and Aaron Rodgers. And I'm gonna have to go with Aaron Rodgers here. He's at home this game. You have the GOAT, and I don't feel like the Bills can handle that pressure of just beating one of the top teams in the NFC and then coming into this game against the Packers and beating them. They do that. If they do beat the Packers this game, we should all pay attention to the Buffalo Bills because they shouldn't be anything to sneeze at in the upcoming week. So, but I'm gonna go with the Packers here. I got the Packers winning this game. Let's move on to the Buccaneers versus Bears. You look at this game. This Magic had a decent game against the Steelers. You're looking at the Chicago Bears who beat the Arizona Cardinals. And I'm looking at the Chicago defense, and Chicago finally has a defense. Buccaneers Fitzmagic has not ran out yet, so can it last this week? And I'm gonna say yes. I feel like the Buccaneers can win this game against the Bears, and I feel like they will do that. Fitzmagic bounces back and beats the Bears. So let's move on to the Miami Dolphins versus New England Patriots. You look at this game and you see little brother versus big brother, but little brother, he getting a little strong. You know what I'm saying? Little brother getting a little strong. He 3-0 right now on the season. And you go into Foxborough to face the GOAT and Tom Brady. He's coming off a 2-game losing streak. Does he not want to lose a third game in a row? And I don't think Tom Brady, it's not in his DNA to lose 3 games in a row, especially to a division rival who you think less of as inferior. You have to go with the Patriots here, especially being this at Foxborough, coming off a 2-game loss streak. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots, especially with this game. Like I said, being at home, they have all the crowd going with them. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots to win this one. Let's move on to the Detroit Lions versus the Dallas Cowboys. Now the Cowboys look miserable. I mean, Dak Prescott, I have no faith in Dak Prescott anymore. I feel like he cannot get it done. He's not the franchise QB everybody wants him to see. It's a difference between being a first-year quarterback where teams have to figure out with the addition of having a running back that's just coming into the league. So your offense is unpredictable and you're putting up great numbers. But now the luck has ran out. You have film on you now. They know what you like to do. Maybe it's a result of not having Dez Bryant, but Dak just does not look good enough for me. And the Lions, despite all the talk about the locker room problems, they look like a very disciplined team in my opinion. Bringing some of that Patriot way, not totally, but you can see that there's discipline there. So I'm gonna go with the Lions to beat the Cowboys at Dallas. So yeah, let's move on. We had the Cincinnati Bengals against the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm looking at this game and I'm seeing the Atlanta Falcons, who have a high-powered offense. They had a high-powered offense all these past few weeks. So I'm looking at this game and I'm saying that offense looks virtually unstoppable, especially with getting Calvin Ridley clicking, and you had the addition of Julio and Coleman, and you have Matt Ryan back there. So, and you have Sanu. So I'm gonna go with the Falcons here to beat the Bengals. The Bengals, to me, I have to see a little bit more from them to pick them as a favorite for the AFC North or any type of contender. They might make the playoffs, but I'm looking at this game right now. I'm gonna go with the Atlanta Falcons simply because I like their offense. So let's move on to the New York Jets versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now look at this game right here. Jacksonville just came off a loss against Tennessee. The Jets just came off a loss against the Browns. Now we look at this is the redemption game for both teams. Let's see who can advance to the next step. So I'm looking at this game and I'm saying I think the New York Jets are going to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. You look at the team last year, they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Jacksonville, they don't do good against good defense. You saw it last week. Now you add, I feel like the New York Jets is going to be a good defense this year. So I'm going to go with the New York Jets to win, especially with the addition of Sam Darnold in the QB position. I have to go with the New York Jets. Simply because I don't trust Blake Bortles in a shootout against a team like that. So I'm gonna go to the Jets. Let's move on to the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Tennessee Titans. Now you look at this game, both teams are coming off 2 wins. You have Philly coming off a win against Indianapolis. You have Tennessee coming off a win against Jacksonville. Now you look at both of these teams and they have good defenses. This game is going to be played in the trenches, running back tight game. Carson Wentz, let's see if he can shake off the rush here. So with that being said, you have a hobbled quarterback in Marcus Mariota who can't feel his fingers right now, and he's going to be starting this game against Carson Wentz, a MVP front runner. This game is played at Tennessee, but I'm gonna have to go with this one. It's gonna be a close one, but I have Carson Wentz pulling this one out. Philadelphia's win this game. Yeah, so let's move on. Cleveland Browns versus the Oakland Raiders. We have the Oakland Raiders, who are sitting at 0-4, really needing to win, especially with this game being at home against the Cleveland Browns. And the Cleveland Browns are looking to build on some momentum, having their first win in 2 years with Baker Mayfield starting at the helm. And you look at this game right here, this is a must-win for the Oakland Raiders. I'm going to have to go with the Oakland Raiders to win this game. Oakland is a good team. Their record just not show it, though. They're a very tough physical team, so I'm going to have to go with the Oakland Raiders, especially being at home. Let's move on to the Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals. You look at this game right here, the Seahawks are coming off a win against the Dallas Cowboys, and they look pretty good. I mean, they look like they haven't lost a step. Arizona Cardinals, they look like a mess. I mean, I predicted them to be one of the best teams in the NFC this year, with a good defense. But the quarterback position hasn't been there for them, and maybe Josh Rosen sparks this team this week. Hopefully he starts, but look at this game. I'm gonna have to go with the Cardinals to win this game. I feel like if Josh Rosen starts here, he gets the attention he deserves. And his team gets a win on the season. Let's move on to the New Orleans Saints versus the New York Giants. The Giants will come off a win against the Houston Texans. This game is being played at home at the New York Giants, and you see a New Orleans team who got one done in Atlanta in overtime with Drew Brees. So you look at a good team. So can Eli sustain what he did last week? I'm not gonna bank on it, but when you look at Saquon Barkley, he can run the ball, keep Drew Brees off the field. The New York Giants have a decent defense, so I'm going to go with the Saints losing here. I'm going to go with the New York Giants to win this game. Let's move on to the 49ers versus the LA Chargers. Now you look at this game, and Jimmy G did get hurt. He's out for the season, so it's really hard for me to pick the 49ers now. Nowadays I have to see it in the upcoming weeks, but I'm gonna go with the Chargers here. This should be a pick'em game, so I'm gonna go with LA to win this game, especially being at home, which is really not an advantage, but it's nice to say that the Chargers win this game. Let's move on to the Baltimore Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is a divisional matchup at Pittsburgh. Terrible towels. Who will win this game? Will the Steelers lose this game and fall off in the AFC North to the Ravens? Right now, I really don't see Ravens as a good team, but they're a good team, okay? Nonetheless, Steelers are starting to figure things out a little bit. I'm going to go with the Steelers to win this game. These tight games are always tricky to predict, but I'm going to go with the Steelers to win this game, especially being at home. Them terrible towels is Ravens, so I'm going to go with the Steelers. Let's move on to the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Denver Broncos. Another divisional game where you have Patrick Mahomes going against the Denver defense in Mile High. Let's see if Patrick Mahomes, let's see what he's about. Can he continue this streak that he's on? But I'm not going to pick him this game. I feel like he's due for a loss. And if he exceeds my expectations, Patrick Mahomes may be the next generational type quarterback. So I'm gonna go with the Denver Broncos here on Monday night to win at Mile High. That crowd is way too good to lose this type of game. Not the crowd, but you know, with the addition of that defense in the crowd, this team is way too good defensively to lose this type of game. I feel like Patrick Mahomes will get a little bit too complacent and lose this game. So overall, if you like this video, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, comment your opinion below, turn on post notifications so you know every time I got some content for you. I'm out. Sheesh.